Welcome back to Unrendered, and we are into our final segment with Commissioner Keith Miller. Commissioner, I've been promising my viewers to bring up this matter of some recent allegations about you playing politics. I had Senator Sinclair Leacock on this program, and I asked him about him making a call to you after an incident, saying to you that you ought to be mindful, words to this effect, that in the likelihood of, and I'm just quoting what he said, in the likelihood of a change of government, he would be the Minister of National Security, and you ought to take note of that, basically. Did you call him and tell him that when you become the Minister of National Security, he'll be fired?
Absolutely not.
You didn't?
Never would do that. And no tape can be produced, and no conversation can be produced to suggest that. I would not even contemplate such an action.
I asked him about it. I put that to him, and he said categorically he did not call you and issue what I call a threat. I want to ask you, did Senator Leacock make that call to you?
Now, the senator called me. The senator called me on the 4th of December last year, on the 3rd of December last year. But you know, it's interesting that the senator said he did not call me. When the senator went on a radio program on Friday the 4th and said that he called me. So it's really strange to hear the senator saying he did not call me and told me that he will be the next Minister of National Security in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that doesn't speak well for my job, and he's part in friendship with me. It's really strange to hear that. Because, you know, and I think what this is really trying to do is to taint my character. If the Senate is saying that he did not call me, you made mention of the nature of my job. You made mention of the issue of burglaries that can make people fearful. We spoke about members of the public having confidence in the police so that they can come forward and give us information. Now, if this senator is saying to members of the public that I'm lying, I'm a liar, that has serious implication on my character. It means that members of the public now will not be attracted to the commissioner and to the police force, and that we'll have, to me, we will have less supporters out there, so to speak, persons who are willing to cooperate with us. I mean, it's a very serious allegation right now.
So you're saying categorically that
the senator called me.
That he did call you, and he did say that you ought to be mindful, basically, of your job as commissioner, him being a possible next Minister of National Security.
But how can the minister say he did not call me?
Senator. Yeah.
Senator Leacock.
Yeah.
When on December the 4th, on the New Times radio program with Mr. Lynch, this is how the senator opened up the program. He said, E.G.
This is a recording, some recording that
correct.
the police had.
This is from a particular source.
Okay.
He went on, he said, E.G., this morning I want to open up with a development I addressed yesterday afternoon, you know. Today I think there will be a function, I think it's today in Sharps, by the police force and the police band in particular, where there will be their annual open concert. And when I listened to the promotion yesterday, and I heard that it would be a concert with CKDO, and Mr. Lynch asked him, what is that? The senator went on to say, Mr. Rock and Company, political activists, and at the end of the police band concert, they will be having barbecue and other entertainment. Mr. Lynch asked him. Now, CKDO is a ULP organization. It's an arm of the ULP headed by Rock. That's what he asked him, or what he said. The senator went on, yes, and I called the commissioner and I drew his attention to that. It's not the first time that I am speaking to him. The last occasion I did, he was effectively promoting Bernard Morgan, whom he said he did not know was involved in politics, and perhaps he still does not know. He now said that he does not know who Mr. Rock is or the CKDO. Well, I brought it to his attention that CKDO, Central Kingston Development Organization, headed by Mr. Rock, is an activist group in Central Kingston, and that the police have a long record of traditional playing of Christmas music, and they did not need to work in tandem with any group. And to the extent that he continues to side with this group, that he is involving himself in the body politics of the country. And I could go on. So, how is it the senator is saying that he did not call me? And he went on to say, and I was brave enough to tell him that one day I may well be the Minister of National Security, and he should take that very seriously on board. I called Mr. Yusuf subsequently and let him know that I had had that exchange with the Commissioner of Police, and that I will be writing him formally to express my dissatisfaction about the way he's conducting his affairs. So I just do not understand. On the Thursday the 3rd of December last year, about 5 p.m., I received a telephone call from the senator, and he said to me, I heard the police band is having a concert in Sharps. Knowing that is not enough, I understand you are having a barbecue and karaoke up there too, and Mr. Rock is involved. Don't you know that Mr. Rock is involved in politics? You are politicizing the police force. You are politicizing your job. I tried to explain to Mr. Leacock that Mr. Rock is only one committee member, comprising of 16 or so persons in that group we have.
But I don't want to cut you off from that, but I'm listening to what you have there on record, and it seems to me that Senator Leacock, perhaps from where he sits as a politician, has legitimate reason to be concerned if he thinks that, and he knows what's the politics on the ground. He knows that Leroy Rock, I think, is the person we're speaking about, is a ULP political activist, and the CKDO may just be a convenient arm of a community group for the ULP, right? And he knows that's full of politics. And as he may have rightfully said, that the police is capable of operating on their own, going and sharing Christmas cheer, using the band. I am not sure if Senator Leacock, I don't think he has a right to threaten you, but I can sympathize with the way he feels. If you know, from where I sit, seeing you go in and align yourself with ULP political activists, I can understand how he feels that way.
But tell me, and you sympathizing with the police in respect of the level of crimes in Sharps?
Yes.
Or
I believe the police should carry out their duty.
But this is what we're doing.
But what Senator Leacock is claiming is that in doing so, you are treading down that road of politics. You go in and align yourself with a known political group of the ULP.
Listen.
And so you're excluding NDP participation there by result.
No. What we're doing, I do not know who are committing crimes, what color. I mean, crime has no boundaries. So when persons want to politicize crime, it's a serious thing. Now, when we go across the communities, we don't ask people about their political affiliation. I mean, we have a job to do, as you correctly said. So why are we going to involve in politics? That group is only one of 3 or 4 groups. There's this group from Triggeridge. In fact, I think I should give you a background in respect of.
We don't have a lot of time on the rest of this program. There are a couple of other things I want to bring up.
To get a better understanding,
Yeah.
It is.
So in short, really, I'm not cutting you off, but in
Yes.
short, let me see if I can summarize what you're saying. You're saying that apart from that group, you operate with some other
There are
groups that are non-political.
There are 3 other groups: the Trigger Ridge group, there's the Central Kingston group, and the CKDO. Okay, I think there are 4 groups. There are representatives from these 4 groups. We went and we held a public consultation, and persons came forward, asked the question because of what was happening in Chaps, whether there are persons who want to partner with us in fighting crimes there. And we talk about community policing.
So you're clear in your mind that you're not playing politics. The
What do I
police
have to
force,
play
you're not
politics
leading.
for? I mean, why do I have to play politics?
Well, I don't see any reason why you should, to be frank.
Because if you, I'm only sorry do not have more time for us to go into what is happening on the ground in respect of community policing in Otley Hall and Edinburgh and Sharps. And I really want to commend persons who are partnering with us in respect of this group. Now, we have invited persons. You have persons from the Marion House on the committee.
Yes.
There are persons from the Ministry of Rural Transformation on the committee. There are persons from social development, the social welfare, Mr. Kami Matthews is on the committee. You know, we have been looking for persons with the expertise to help us on the ground. Now, the best way, I told you earlier, that one of my main trusts, one of the bigger emphasis I'm going to use in respect of fighting crimes is community policing. So we have to embody everybody in the community. Fighting crime is not only the police responsibility. We have to partner with members of the public. Why then? Why, if we're doing that, why, if we're trying to make our society safer, one is going to align us with politics? So what you're saying, our committee has been visiting all the churches in Redemption Sharps and Green Hill, etc. We have involved the pastors and their congregation, ministering with them every day. So what you're saying?
So that's not politics. And
So
that's
that's not
the point
politics.
you're making is that the